Uranus in Gemini 2025. Starting from July 7th, 2025 until November 8th, 2025, Uranus will leave the sign of Taurus to enter Gemini. After a retrograde period that will bring it back to Taurus once more, it will definitively leave that sign and re-enter Gemini on April 26th, 2026, where it will remain until August 3rd, 2032. The third sign of the zodiac is particularly congenial to this planet, which will thus be able to express many of its positive traits, especially thanks to supportive aspects from Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Quick thinking, deductive skills, and the ability to find practical solutions in a short time will be enhanced. Immediate deals, even with modest gains, will be favored over more profitable ventures that require concentration and careful evaluation. Financial markets will likely follow this trend, seeking short-term stability rather than building a more solid long-term economic trajectory that would require waiting for better conditions. Scientific disciplines such as physics, biology, and mathematics will be encouraged, possibly at the expense of fields that demand deeper analysis over time, like the humanities. Social initiatives and anything that calls for an immediate solution will also be favored. Great discoveries may emerge, ones that can later be further developed from theory into practice. Previous periods of Uranus in Gemini, from June 2nd, 1858 to January 1st, 1859, and from August 7th, 1941 to October 5th, 1941, the following events occurred. The discovery in Pisa of comet C/1858 L1, also called Donati's comet, by Italian astronomer Giovanni Battista Donati, the beginning of construction on the Suez Canal, the Second Italian War of Independence, the publication of On the Origin of Species by Charles Darwin, and the invention of the first internal combustion engine by Jean-Joseph Etienne Lenoir. Also, during this period, the abolition of serfdom in Russia and of slavery in the USA, the birth of the Kingdom of Italy, the American Civil War, the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln, the formulation of the laws of genetic inheritance by Gregor Mendel, and the discovery of microwaves by James Clerk Maxwell. From August 7th, 1941 to October 5th, 1941, and from May 15th, 1942 to August 30th, 1948, the following events occurred. The USSR, attacked by Axis forces, faced major difficulties. In Italy, the first anti-fascist organizations were born. Joseph Mengele conducted genetic studies on twins. The first flight of the German jet bomber Arado R234 Blitz took place. Radio relays began to be used for telecommunication systems. Additionally, Enrico Fermi achieved the first nuclear reaction in history. The Trinity test, the first atomic bomb explosion, occurred in the New Mexico desert. Nuclear bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Streptomycin was first used to treat tuberculosis. Alan Turing proposed the automatic computing engine, the first programmable computer. Piaggio patented the Vespa scooter. Tennis shoes were invented. The famous Roswell UFO incident took place. The Bell X-1 achieved the first supersonic flight in California. And at Bell Labs, Bardeen, Brattain, and Shockley invented the transistor. Also, Uranus's moon Miranda was photographed for the first time. What can we expect from this planetary transit, which will spend a full 7 years in this sign? Certainly, as in previous cycles, the involvement of the United Kingdom and the United States in military actions with rapid outcomes. In line with the quick nature of the third zodiac sign, renewed and expanded genetic research can be expected, along with possible new astronomical discoveries and the development of new forms of communication. Thanks to a favorable aspect with Pluto in Aquarius, we might also see the emergence of entirely new models of phones and computers designed very differently from current ones, focused on faster communication, but also potentially involving a less transparent use of the information gathered by manufacturers. This transit will be beneficial for Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, and Aquarius, while it will bring many sudden changes for Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. It will be largely neutral unless complicated by specific placements in a natal chart for Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, and Capricorn.